How's it going, everybody? Welcome into the weekly warehouse. I'm back from Christmas break, from the holidays. Still got another holiday coming up, but in between here, we're going to show you what we got in the warehouse because a bunch of you may have gotten gift cards to Foundation Disc. You may just have some Christmas money or looking to get some new plastic. So I'm going to show you what we've got right now. We've got a ton of stuff in stock and some great options. So I'll help you make your decision a little easier. First thing I'm going to show you here is something we showed you last week, I believe, but these are Meridian discs. This is a new player on the block, and the reason I'm going to show you is they've come in with a very competitive offering here, especially this Jawbreaker Z similar plastic. I would actually say it's very similar feeling, except a bit stiffer than Z plastic is typically. Really shiny, really nice finish on that, and some insane patterns in these. I mean, they really got a good run of discs going here. They've got a number of different molds. I've got the Ravine here in my hand. This is their 5-speed. Feels, I wouldn't say buzz-like, honestly. This feels kind of like the Pathfinder from Thought Space. Is somewhere in that realm. They've got a few other molds over here as well. Here's a putter. They've got the Tundra, little 2-speed. Everything here feels really nice, has a really good finish on it, very premium. And they're a new company on the block, so if you want to be the first ones to throw Meridian and be like, hey, I threw them before they were cool, we have them in stock. I'd highly recommend giving them a try because we get all kinds of new companies coming into disc golf. Some feel better than others. That feels top of the line right out the gate, so definitely give that a try. It's going to fly great for you, and see what it's made of. So, next thing I want to talk about is Castoplast, because we have probably our best selection of Castoplast we've ever had right now. We have so much in stock, and I especially want to highlight a few things. Number one, we have some Bergs and Berg X's with some really cool stamps. First thing I want to show you are these insane Berg X's with these mountain stamps. So they have different mountain ranges. You got Mount Rushmore. It's not really a mountain range, but you know, it's a mount. We've got the Grand Tetons here, and I don't know, we've also got the Denali Mountain in Alaska right there. So it's really cool that they featured the mountains on there, on their stamp. We have all three of the variations there in stock in the Berg X. The Berg X is the more overstable version of the Berg. I know a lot of people, I think, throw the Berg expecting it to be more overstable. That's what the Berg X is. But I do also want to show you the Berg because we still have a couple really cool Berg stamps as well. We've got this guy here with the little iceberg stamp on there. And yeah, is there a narwhal in there as well? Yeah, narwhal, like pretty awesome little design there they've got going on. Oh, I was holding it upside down, wasn't I?
Yep.
That makes a lot more sense. There you go. That's not a narwhal, those are penguins. Those are totally penguins, Brad. You see it now?
Yep, it's a penguin.
The penguin stamp. Is there a narwhal one too? Wait, is there different animals? No, that one's the same. I think you got pranked. Penguin stamp. And then also have this ice cube stamp, which I find very cool as well. So we have a ton of fun stamps. This is in the soft plastic too, which is just great, super gummy. If you haven't checked out the Berg, make sure to. People swear by that disc. Some other discs I will highlight that I've thrown in and that I really like. We've got the Yarn. This is their overstable approach disc. It's a 4.5 speed. It's got a little more pickup than a Zone perhaps would. This and the K1 Soft, man. If you like gummy plastic, like look no further, because the Castoplast stuff has always been known for their plastic, and it really hasn't changed since they've gone to Trilogy. They've managed to keep that feel, and this stuff feels awesome. I also have to shout out the Nord, because this disc is actually in my bag right now. I've been bagging a Nord for a while now. I actually really like these yellow ones. This is a 5-speed, but it has a nice overstability to it. I use this for those of you who throw like rocks or buzzes and you're always looking for something just a touch more overstable but that feels similar. That's what this is for me. I used to use a Quake. That gets a similar job done, but I like this one because it's a bit deeper and beaded, so it feels more comparable to my rocks. I get a very similar feel, but this thing is much more overstable. You can lean into it. It's going to fade hard at the end. And it still goes far. So the Nord is awesome. I've been loving that. One last mold I can show you from Castoplast is Rico's. We have a ton of Rico's in stock right now. One of the most underrated throwing putters on the market. These things go so straight and so far, it's insane. You literally, out of the box, you can throw them flat and they just go dead straight forever. I don't see a lot of people using these. But this is a great putter to use if you're just looking for something that'll hold any line you put it on. It's one of the best neutral flying putters on the market, 100%. So make sure to check out our Castaplast collection, because right now we have just about everything in stock and a pretty good selection of it as well. Okay, I want to talk to you about some Inova now, because we got a few really good molds in restock. We got a whole bunch of them. First thing I want to tell you about is the Beast, okay? I actually just saw an Instagram reel of somebody throwing a Beast last night, and every time I see this disc, I get filled with nostalgia, because the Beast was the first driver I ever used that I was really like good with. And so all the way through college, I used to carry like 3 Beasts in my bag for like, it was sentimental, but there was also a great disc. I think this disc is very underrated, and I think there's a few reasons why. So the Beast is a 10-speed driver, and I think where it gets people hung up is the flight numbers on the Beast, because the flight numbers on the Beast are a 10, 5, -2, 2. And that would lead you to believe that the Beast is an understable 10-speed. It doesn't really start that way, especially because most of them have a little bit of dome to them. If I threw this Champion Beast right now, it's most likely going to have a nice fade at the end and not turn a whole bunch unless I give it pretty good anhyzer. Beasts actually start out almost similar to a Wraith in flight. Like, I would compare them to a Wraith. It's one they beat in that they get a little bit flippier, a little bit quicker, and then you get an awesome hyzer flip disc or hyzer flip to turnover disc. But I do think that the Beast is a good place for people who are like, if you don't have a super high arm speed, you could use this for a for like your overstable distance driver. And then if you do throw faster, I think just give this a chance with an open mind. Like, don't look at the flight numbers, don't think of it going into a certain spot in your bag. Just try throwing it, see what it does for you, and then work from there. I think sometimes people kind of have a misconception, because I can tell you for a fact too that these Halo ones that look incredible are going to be pretty overstable to start with, but as they beat in, they're going to be a great disc. And it's such a great, like, classic feeling mold as well. There's just nothing wrong with the Beast. I'll tell you about some other drivers we have. If you're looking for something that is overstable in that same kind of speed category, coming in at the 11 speed mark, we've got the Mamba, okay? And these Halo Mambas, even though they are in that Halo plastic, they are still plenty understable. These are coming in at a -5 one, I believe. Yeah, and they are not lying about that. You can throw these and get insane hyzer flips out of them. But I will say, for those of you who may throw 350 to 400, you can still get use out of these Mambas. I've seen, especially in the Halo plastic, like some really awesome shots. If you give them steep hyzer, they'll just pop up and kind of ride over to the right. Really good long roller discs. This is another one if you're trying to move up in speed a little bit too with a lower arm speed. This is a great place to go. The Mamba is an awesome time. And yeah, one of the first discs, I remember when my dad was getting into disc golf, trying out the Mamba because he was trying to get something faster to flip over. This is one of the first he could get to do that. So it's a great one. I think a lot of people overlook it. Don't be afraid with Inova. Inova has this perception of like the classic molds, right? Everybody talks about rocks, T-birds, Firebirds, and etc., destroyers. They have so many molds in between that don't get a lot of hype and don't get a lot of talk. Things like the J we can talk about. This is a mid-range, for example, that all this really is a rock that goes straighter, right? It's a little bit easier to throw. It has a bit of a different feel, kind of a micro bead on there. But it's an incredible disc. I'd actually compare this closer to the feel of a Mako with a little more stability, but it doesn't get a lot of talk. It's an incredible mold. They have tons and tons of discs just like that. Now, one of the classics we do have in stock there right now, I will touch on, is the Leopard 3. We also have Leopards in stock. This is a good time to give you a little seminar on what in the world is the difference between the Leopard and the Leopard 3. Well, I'll be quite honest with you, not a ton. But what the thought process was from Inova was making the 3 model of their disc is always supposed to be flatter than the traditional one. That's really the only difference. That's why they give it extra speed on the speed number, because they think it's going to come out of the hand faster. Now, as you can see, a lot of times that's not super apparent. There's a little more shoulder on the Leopard than there is in the Leopard 3. I think it's more apparent typically in like Makos. They can have huge domes, and then if you have a Mako 3, they're pretty flat. But that is the idea between these. So if you ever see a Leopard or Leopard 3 that you like and you're not sure which one, get either one or get them both. They're going to fly pretty similar. I've thrown them both. I will say Leopard 3s in the Champ plastic in particular are the most overstable Leopards I've thrown. They will start out pretty straight, but just one of the best control fairways out there. It's been around forever. People still love them to this day. It was a lot of people's beginner disc. Oh, look at that too. That's an incredible looking one. A lot of people may have started in a starter set with the Leopard, but don't abandon it after that. Just up it into premium plastic and a heavier weight, and you're gonna find a disc that you absolutely love. Last disc I want to tell you about, because we have a bunch in stock right now, is the Toro. We still have some of this really cool limited holiday stamp. Christmas may be over, but guess what? It's coming around next year too, and this is still a really fun stamp. You've got Santa driving the sleigh with the bull there. Very awesome. If you haven't thrown the Toro yet, you're truly missing out. We've also got some in the Champ plastic as well, and in Star. This is an overstable approach disc that really does a great job of being a little bit different than the typical ones. It's a little bit deeper, a little chunkier in the hand, and it's a bit more overstable. And I absolutely love the Toro. So Inova, huge restock right now. Make sure to check all that out. All right, over at the Disc Mania shelf now, I'm going to tell you about a few molds that are limited, and we have a few left of that you can snatch up, and then also some other molds that we just have a good stock of right now. So first thing I want to talk about is some of those molds that we just have a good stock of right now. First thing is the Spore. Okay, I've told you about the Spore before. I don't know if people got the message though. Listen, this is an incredible disc. So many people are obsessed with the glitch right now. Those can be hard to find sometimes. This is the same thing. They genuinely fly identical. They have the same lid shape. They're very deep, lightweight typically. This one's 159, soft plastic. And these things do the same thing. They're super glidey. You throw them like a catch disc. That's because they're shaped like a catch disc. And guess what? The thing I love the Spore for the most is playing catch. If you are looking for a good time and want to play catch with your friends, don't even bother getting like a big traditional Frisbee. Get one of these. It's way more fun. You can throw it further and it doesn't hurt your hands because it's in that soft plastic. And you'll get a little bit of disc golf practical practice as well, which is a good time. We have a ton of limited discs right now. We have a few left of. So I'm going to show you a few of these. Okay, I've got a whole bunch of them right now. I'm going to show you. So first things first, we have only a couple of these left. This is the Gravity Bomb. All right, this dropped not too long ago. There's just a few sitting around still. This is the Gavin Babcock signature PD2 in the C-Line Horizon. These are super overstable. If you're looking for a distance driver that's not going to let you down, look no further than the Gravity Bomb, because you can lean into it and it's going to fade out. I absolutely love the new PD2 from Discmania. I think it does a great job, and these Gravity Bombs have a pretty awesome stamp and name. I mean, who doesn't want to say they're throwing a Gravity Bomb? Next thing we have a couple left of is the Last Howl. This is the Colt Montgomery Swirl S-Line PD. If you haven't thrown the PD, this is another one where I think they knocked out of the park with their new mold. Super overstable fairway drivers, fast. I think they come in about a 10 speed. And yeah, you can really rely on these. As they beat in, they become very useful as a hyzer flip driver as well. Just one of the all-time classics from Discmania. Two other ones I got here. This one just dropped, but we still have some left. This is the Eternal Void MD4. So MD4, this is one of the newest, if not the newest mold that they've brought back at Discmania from the originals. I can honestly not tell the difference because I used to bag the original MD4. This feels exactly the same, which means what you're going to get is a nice overstable mid-range, kind of similar to what I was telling you about the Nord earlier. This is one that you can lean into on those backhands. It's going to have some fade at the end. Really trusty mid-range. That's just a slot above a lot of your straighter mid-ranges. Like if you're throwing Discmania, obviously MD3 would go below this, but it's not quite as insane as say your MD5, hence the naming. Last one, we have a couple of these left. This is the Gannon-Burr, this is the P2X, his new putting putter of choice. It's gonna be the best putter on the planet again, spoiler alert, this year, so you might as well get ahead of things and use the putter that he's gonna be using. It also has these diamonds on here that reflect his major wins, his Pro Tour Championship wins, and his Pro Tour season wins as well, which is really cool to commemorate that season. And yeah, this is a great feeling putter. It's a beaded P2. For all you who have heard about the P2 over the years, but didn't want to use it because it was beadless, well, now you have that solution right there. Yeah, so a few of those limited series in Discmania, they're always coming out with new stuff. We still have a few left of those if you want to scrape them up. One last disc I will mention here is the Origin, because we still have some really cool stamps in this. We've actually got these in the soft like baseline right now as well. We've got this really cool like glitch Disc Mania shield stamp too. The Origin, I think, doesn't get enough love, but every time I see people throw this disc, I'm like, wow, that is really one of the best understable mid-ranges out there. These things have tons of glide, really easy to flip up and over. And if you're looking for something to kind of use in the woods, have something controllable that you can throw on all kinds of angles, the Origin is an awesome option. Don't overlook this Evolution line from Disc Mania. They have some really awesome stuff in that line. So yeah, Disc Mania, another thing we have a lot of good stock in right now. Make sure to check out all that stuff. All right, over here at the Trilogy section, I'm going to show you one of the best disc lines out there, okay? And I don't know how many people are throwing Trilogy. I think, you know, people have gotten a little worn out by Trilogy, maybe don't have tried it in the past, didn't love it. Well, if you haven't gotten on board with their Royal line stuff, you really need to give it a second chance because, for example, okay, Hunter is like the biggest Inova guy out there, loves Inova plastic, and he will tell you genuinely that this blend of plastic is like, if he had to choose one plastic for all time, this would be it. It's that good, okay? So they've got a few different discs in this line. I'm gonna show you quite a bunch that we have in stock at the moment, okay? We've got a whole bunch of them. So, this lineup started with like one putter and they built it up. And guess what? If you got their mystery box recently, you'll know that there's some more coming out soon. So they continue to add to this. First, we will show the Glory because I bagged the Glory. I love this disc. It's a 7-speed. Starts out nice and overstable. Not like crazy overstable, but you can lean into it. It's going to fade. And then it beats in to where you can throw it flat and it'll go super, super far, maybe turn a little bit, and then just have a little bit of fade at the end. Absolutely, absolutely love it. And like I said, this Royal Grand plastic, it has grip, it has durability, it looks awesome. I mean, their stamp design is so good too. It's just flawless. Then we have the Honor, another one I bagged. The easiest way to explain this is it is literally just a longer Glory. It's a 9-speed, flies very similar to a Thunderbird from Inova. I really love the feel of this disc. I genuinely think it's one of the best feeling fairways out there. The only reason I took it out of my bag at one point was because I lost it, but I absolutely love the Honor as well. One of their putters here, this is the Hope. This one is in their premium plastic, but they also have the Royal Sense plastic, which is kind of like their baseline. I don't know if we have this one in that at the moment, but they also have a baseline version of these putters as well. But this is just a super dead straight one. You can see they get some awesome swirls in there. We've got the Grace. This is Kristen Tatar's driver of choice. 11-speed, hyzer flips right out of the box. These things go super long as they beat in. They get more understable and become even further flying. Love the Grace. Something more overstable than that, we still got some Silver Lot Rives. These things are fast. They're not super overstable, but they're very dependable. You have to have a pretty strong arm to get these to flip up at all when they're new, especially. I used to like these for throwing them hard and on S shots, just throwing on anhyzer and letting them flex out because they go a very long way. And then this is kind of their overstable approach entry in here, the Savior. An interesting design. It's got a very simple end or rim there. It kind of just goes straight down. Not a ton of curvature in there, and it's very comfy in the hand. It almost gives it more of a mid-range feel, which is what they call it. They do call us a 4-speed, even though it kind of has the diameter almost of that overstable approach disc. But plenty overstable, very comfy for the forehand, and yeah, just a great lineup here. If you haven't checked out this lineup, just every disc in here is an absolute hit. All right, we're going to finish up over here at the apparel section as always, because we're still running a sale on a bunch of our apparel, including our jerseys, okay? These are new. We've got these dry fit jerseys, nice and stretchy and comfortable. They've been super popular. People have been loving them. This is the black and white colorway. We also have this in a gold and black colorway. It's the same design, just gold black. You can see that on the site. But yeah, these things are great. They've got Foundation Disc Golf printed on the back there. That's kind of our entry into the jersey world there, if you will. We also have a number of t-shirts on sale and our windbreakers on sale. Love these windbreakers. These are the all black ones. They're quarter zip. They look super clean. Embroidered logo on the side there. Got a pocket in the front and a hood. It's great for this time of the year when you're just trying to knock off that extra layer of cold in the morning. Throw one of those on. It's perfect. Yeah, we've got a number of t-shirts right now, including different personalities, different podcasts. We've got Dark Horse, Bogey Bros, Grip Locked. All these are nice Comfort Colors t-shirts as well. We also have some, I think we have, do we have any dry fits over here or no?
No.
No. Okay. Just t-shirts. We got the combo ones as well. A whole bunch of options there. Those are all on sale as well. The last thing I will talk about is our hats, just in case you haven't seen them in a while. We still have Performance Dad hats in stock. This khaki one is probably my favorite. We've got that in black as well and in this light gray, which I absolutely love. We also still have some of our college hats. We're getting low on these dual colored ones, the brown and white. People have been loving these. We'll definitely have to bring it back, but we're getting low on stock. So if you're thinking about getting one of those, go for it. We still have these in black. This is kind of our newest colorway of this hat as well. Looks great in the black there. If you're into more of the trucker hats, well, no worries. We have some of those. We have some newer Bogey Bros ones here in a couple different colors. Got these in black as well. And then we also have, for those of you who like the trucker hat but want a little bit more premium, we have the Performance Trucker hats. Something that people have really loved because they're that trucker hat style, but you've got the mesh backing and that more performance material. It's good for wicking sweat and all things like that. So that's everything we got going on in our apparel section. And hopefully you got a good idea of what's going on in the warehouse right now. We have good stock and everything. Some new things to come as we get into the new year, so keep an eye out for that. There'll probably be new player signings and things like that, so some exciting plastic to follow. But hopefully you had a good Christmas and you're ready to start working towards the next disc golf season. But we'll see you next week with another weekly warehouse preview.